Hey guys, it's Aman
and Christina
from Our Rich Journey. Today's video is about love and money, but in particular, we are going to be talking about 10 tough money questions every couple must answer. So today's video is going to be very different from our other investing and buying stock type videos. We are talking about love and money.
So let's face it, your significant other's money habits will impact your financial independence. And as much as we want to say that love and money are separate, statistics show that love and money are very connected.
So on today's video, Christina and I want to share what we've learned from almost 15 years of marriage and over 15 years of managing money together.
So in today's video, we want to go over 10 of the most important money questions that couples should ask each other in order to have success on the road to financial independence. But before we do that, we want to lay some ground rules. So the first ground rule is that these 10 questions are questions that couples in the serious stages of the relationship should be asking. So people that have been together for a long time and or people that are married as well.
So these aren't for those people that are going out on a Tinder date or meet somebody and it's the second date and they're asking these questions, because they are very personal questions. The second ground rule is that these questions should be asked all at once. And when we say all at once, we mean we want you guys to sit down, carve out some time, and go through all 10 of these questions in one meeting. Now, it can be a meeting or it can be a romantic retreat, and you guys spend the afternoon or the evening going over these questions.
The third ground rule is document your answers and your partner's answers at the meeting. So you can keep it in a journal, call it a love and money journal, but document your answers and make sure that you and your partner are agreeable to changing your answers in the future. So the fourth ground rule is understand that there are no right or wrong answers. You may have differing viewpoints from your partner, but the key is to have the conversation and come to an understanding and work through conflict. So for example, if your partner wants a brand new car and is set on buying a brand new car every 5 years and you are set on buying a used car, you can talk about that conflict and possibly come to a resolution by, for example, buying a new car, but buying the new car every 10 years versus every 5 years.
So you may have some conflicts as you go through these questions, but what is great is that you are having the conversation now, as opposed to when you are in that money situation and you're under pressure or you're stressed out. Why not have this conversation in this low pressure environment on your romantic retreat? And the last caveat, and this one is the most important, is that we are not relationship counselors. There may be other issues in your relationship that are affecting this conversation, maybe negatively, because money is not always the problem, but it could be a symptom of a bigger problem. So if you have other issues in your relationship, don't go to these questions just yet. Resolve those other issues first. So without further ado, let's jump to the questions. And the first question is, what is your policy on loaning money to family? Do you support your mom, your dad, relatives in another country? Ask this question.
So we wanted to start with this question because this question causes a lot of conflict among couples. Now, this is not necessarily the most important question that you should be asking your partner, but this is a great starter question to really understand your partner's expectations.
Oh yeah, if I'm sending money to my mama every month, you're not gonna tell me I can't send money to my mama every month. But you need to tell that person up front that this is a deal breaker.
And the next question to ask your significant other is, how much money have you saved?
Oh, this is a very important question. You know, there are some couples that have been married decades and only one person knows that number. And then there are those couples that are just getting into that very serious phase of their relationship and they start to talk about how much money they have saved. When you ask this question, it's really important that you are open and honest with each other, because dealing with money in your relationship is about trust. And this is your opportunity to build trust by being open. And the next question is, how much debt do you have?
Now, this question comes up as a surprise for many couples because a lot of individuals don't want to talk to their significant other about their debt, and it comes up in unexpected places. When you want to go buy a house or you want to go buy a car, these things can be shocking to your partner. So it's best to have this conversation early and understand how your partner deals with debt. And the next question is, are you comfortable with investing in the stock market, or do you feel more comfortable with keeping your money in a bank account?
Now, we asked this question about the stock market because usually when people talk about investing, there are people that believe in the stock market and there are people that do not believe in the stock market. They totally stay away from it. They look at investing as gambling. And if your position in your relationship is that in order to grow wealth, you must invest in the stock market, but your partner doesn't believe that, there will be conflicts. So you guys need to have that conversation up front.
The next question to ask your partner is, are you a saver or are you a spender?
Now, if both of you guys are spenders, you will never achieve financial independence. I'm just gonna say never. On the other hand, if both of you guys are savers, you will achieve financial independence, but please try to have fun on the journey. Don't save so much that you deprive yourself and you don't enjoy yourself. Now, if one person is a saver and the other person is a spender, you must have a deeper conversation about what makes you happy. What do you spend your money on that makes you happy? Or what do you save your money on that makes you happy? And identify a common ground that you can both agree on. And next is, how do you feel about merging finances once we're married?
Now, I love this question because, as you know, it follows the questioning earlier when we had you ask your partner, how much have you saved? So this is so important. If your partner has saved $200,000 and you've saved $200, this is a great question to ask. How do you expect your money to merge or not merge when you're married?
$200,000 and the other person isn't bringing anything to the relationship, that is fine. Because what matters is that you have that conversation so that when you get into this relationship or you've been married for so long, there is no resentment. You are not throwing your $200,000 or $2 million in the other person's face because you brought it to the relationship. Have that conversation up front. The next question is, do you have a budget and can I see it?
Don't forget that second part, that second question, can I see the budget? It's so important. I mean, not everyone budgets, but if you have a partner and they budget, you want to see that budget. See where their money is going, what they spend their money on, whether they save, if they save, what they're saving it for. It's so important because you can learn a lot about a person by their budget. And the next question to ask is whether your partner would support you if you decided not to work or if you decided to pursue a passion that didn't result in a lot of income.
This is such a deep question. I love it because it's not just about money, but it's also about teamwork and about equality, because not every relationship is gonna be equal. Both people may not always be working at the same time, and maybe when they're working, one person may be making more than the other person. And in situations where someone doesn't want to work at all because they want to pursue a passion, will you support them in their pursuit of their passion? So it's good to have this conversation now so that you recognize those situations. And the next question is, what type of bill payer are you?
Right. Talk about how you pay your bills and, more importantly, when you pay your bills.
If you even pay your bills. Some people don't even pay them. But you need to know that. You need to know that.
No, seriously, what you really want to know is, of course, whether they're paying their bills, but get into more detail. Do you have a partner that makes minimum payments, pays the full thing on time? All of these things are very important to know because they can create a lot of conflict in a relationship, and it's great to know that at the beginning before you get very serious in your relationship, or even when you're married. Try and hash those things out.
Yeah, I would be anxious if I was with someone that was like, I'm gonna get to that bill, or they're not even tracking it at all, because there's so many implications by not paying your bills on time or in full, but you wanna have that conversation.
And the last question to ask your partner is, what are your dreams? And how do you plan on paying for them?
Oh, I love that last part. How do you plan on paying for them? Now, it is great to dream, but this channel is also about taking action. And so for us, our dream when we had this conversation was achieving financial independence. And it's fine to dream, but we took action. We put together a plan to earn more, to save more, and to invest more. That was how we implemented our dream.
So when you have this conversation with your partner, talk about your dreams, talk about your aspirations, but make sure you tie it into the money piece. Talk specifically about how you are going to use your money and where that money is going to come from in order to fund your dreams.
So that's it. Those are our 10 tough money questions every couple should be asking. But we would love to hear what type of questions you have asked your partner. If you guys have a really unique question that you put to your partner to test their money knowledge or to test their money reaction, we would love to hear about it in the comments below. And maybe we will post your question to our Instagram page in our top questions from our viewers post. And as usual, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey.